You're not broken, you're not weak, and you're far more capable than you realize. But just like Yuta Okkotsu, there may be moments in our lives when all we want to do is hide. Moments when we believe the world is better off without us.
So I'm never going outside again.
Never? You're gonna get pretty lonely that way. The curse that was placed upon you, it's a curse that can save people too. My advice to you is learn how to use that power.
Which brings up 3 important questions. What's the difference between a gift and a curse? How do we learn to embrace our inner strength? And what deeper truths are we not realizing? That's what I want to explore with you today. Because feeling cursed is something I've struggled with before, but it's also something I believe that can lead us to our greatest potentials in life. I'm Justin Trinity, and this is Midnight Sanctuary, a home created for who we are and who we're becoming. Now let's continue. In real life, some people are treated like a problem simply for being who they are. That's similar to how Yuta Okkotsu's story begins. Before Yuta became the special grade sorcerer who could single-handedly take on the most powerful sorcerers in the Culling games, he was just a traumatized, frightened boy who felt the world was better off without him. This is something that mirrors my own life experiences. I used to carry the guilt of feeling like people around me were suffering because of me. I used to believe my voice and expressions didn't matter whatsoever. That's because some people are threatened by authenticity. It took me years to realize that people who negatively project their insecurities onto us are a detriment to our growth, and they're a detriment to a potential future of us being surrounded by people who truly love us for who we are. Which is why I'll never forget this moment. I was sitting at a table with someone you would assume would love you unconditionally. Well, they were quiet for a while, and then they looked at me and they said, "I always knew something was wrong with you." And in that moment, I was shocked. I was swelling with so much sadness within myself and was feeling the complexities of, wondering why this person would say something like this to me. And I remember thinking to myself, that's how you see me? You don't see me clearly at all. And although I was feeling depressed and was really struggling at that time in my life, I still didn't think something was wrong with me. But that's exactly what the wrong people and environments will try to make you believe. They'll try to make you believe you need to stay small. They'll try to convince you that your gifts are curses, that they have no place in the world. But there comes a moment when you'll have to ask, but what do I want to believe? What do I truly want in life? And that is something Yuta had to face himself.
I don't want to be all alone! I want to be needed by someone! I want it to be all right. To know that I'm alive.
Fine, do it then. And when you get good at it, confidence and friends will find you.
And that's exactly what I was pushing myself to do. I had to remove myself from environments that made me feel like I was less than who I truly was. I needed to find people who celebrated me instead of tolerating me. And if there's one thing you take from this entire video, let it be this. Gifts and curses are the exact same thing, but the only difference are the environments in which those parts of yourself are being expressed. For example, being outspoken is considered problematic in the wrong environment, but in the right environment, you're considered a leader. Being compassionate in the wrong environment is treated as a weakness others take advantage of. But in the right environment, it is the very thing that'll build the connections with the people who will truly love you for you and who will do anything to see you win. So ask yourself this, is what makes me different really a curse? Or am I simply around the wrong people? And if it's the latter, then it may be time for you to distance yourself so you can be around people who build you up instead of break you down. But even when we find the right people and spaces, there is still another challenge, which is learning to accept the power we've been hiding from. At one of the lowest moments of my life, I had no idea what to do. I felt alone, I felt lost, and I felt like my story was completely over. But was it? If it had all ended right here, right now, what would my entire life have amounted to? That was the question I asked myself one night while sitting at the edge of the train tracks. There were tears in my eyes to the point that I couldn't see. I couldn't see a future where I'd be happy. I couldn't see a future where people needed me. But just because I couldn't see at that very moment, that didn't mean I couldn't change the directions. That didn't mean that everything was out of my control, because there was one power that I didn't fully explore yet. And that power was the power of choice.
I can't stop! Not yet! I'm not gonna be weak anymore! I'm gonna change! Here and now!
And so I did. I began intentionally changing my mental environment. I decided to step into my power and to not let fear define my life anymore. I decided to have the courage to choose differently than I used to. And that's something I believe you can do as well. Because regardless of what stage everyone is at in life, we're going to face obstacles. But it's what we choose to do in spite of those obstacles that define us. Which leads me to a realization that could shield you for the rest of your life. At the end of the day, no one's coming to save us. Sure, they can support us, but no one can live our life for us. It's us who have to set ourselves free. Because we can sit here and point our finger at the million things that went wrong, and no one would blame us for the way our lives turned out. They'll be completely justified. But let me ask you this. What if we're the ones who are cursing ourselves? What if we're the ones who have allowed external influences to shape who we are and who we become? What if staying in toxic environments was by our own doing? And what if we had the choice to remove ourselves from them step by step? What if believing narratives that other people created was something we could simply say no to? Because whether we were aware of it or not, they never had power over us. We are the ones who gave them influence, which means we can take it back. Our curses are our ultimate gifts in life, and it's time we started treating them as such.
Yuta, you can do it.
Yes, I can!